Hey guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to my outdoor office. Now today is of course the beautiful first drive of the M5. Now we're here on a, I would say not so sunny day, but we're going to have some fun, take the car out, get the drone up, get some cool shots. I'm excited because I was here for when we filmed with the Tesla. It was my first drive with the Tesla. Click up there if you want to watch that video as well. But yeah, a bit of a different car, definitely no electric power here, total petrol, V8 turbo, which seems to have a bit of a crackle to it, as I've noticed on the way on the drive here. So let's head out on these nice country open roads, make a little bit of noise. Now welcome to the BMW M5. This is my first drive of the car, my proper first drive of the car. The sun's creeping its way out, but it's pretty dull day to day. But that doesn't matter, because of course the biggest difference between this and the old M5 is the fact that we have four-wheel drive here. Now the BMW X Drive system, I know not a lot about, so I can't really talk about it, but basically it does mean it's four-wheel drive. The previous M5s did not have that four-wheel drive system, which means that you can have a little bit more fun with this one in terms of taking it around corners without worrying whether it's going to kill you or not. Now the car is, I've been blown away, let's just say that. I think that this car, for a saloon car, is just unbelievable. There is no beating around the bush here. This car is, the performance-wise, is on par with a lot of supercars. There's some videos out there of these cars being slightly tuned and thrashing things like 488s and other cars of that category. And I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. Even stock, this thing is pretty amazing. Now for some reason this car's starting to sound better and better every time it's being driven, and it's getting louder and louder, and it keeps popping and banging. So when I press this kind of little M2 button here on the side, which gives me the, let's just say, the sports function that BMW has set up for me, I can start to go into manual. The car wakes up. If you put the window down just slightly, we can get a little bit of a crackle and a pop as we start to go into the third and fourth revs and things start to move around at the back. But just a little bit of the right gear and a little bit of a popping can start to appear, as you can hear there. A little bit of crackle and a pop. You just got to kind of find that sweet spot, and then you can sit here and do this and this and this and this. Anyway, it's good fun, and I've been surprised about how loud it is. It's definitely a lot louder than the previous M5. This one's got the sports exhaust option on it, so I do understand that that is there to make it sound loud, but otherwise just genuinely super impressed. And when you put this thing into sport mode, this thing really stiffens up. And yes, I'm talking about the steering wheel, nothing else. Let's not be silly here. The steering wheel really becomes tight. It starts to just, you feel the road a lot better. Of course, suspension gets a little bit harder. You can, there's a really bad innuendos here, aren't they? Stiffer and harder. Anyway, let's just focus on this. The car gets a lot stiffer, a lot harder in terms of its control. You feel the bumps a lot more as well. But the best part here is that you can go through all the little settings down here and kind of just tailor it to what you want. And then you can kind of put these buttons here to your own personal use, so that when you do press it, it does whatever you want it to do, which is amazing. A lot of control, so it's nice to have that option. It's kind of like the equivalent of the Ego mode in the Lamborghini Aventador, and that Ego mode allows you to put the suspension in a very soft position, and then it allows you to kind of have the steering wheel not as tight, so the whole steering isn't as tight as well, but still have the power and the raw feel of the car as well at the same time. So again, we're comparing this to supercars, you see? All these comparisons to supercars. I'm not comparing it to just another kind of other saloon car as well. Okay, so let's focus on that fun bit, the power that's in this car. As I told you, when I press this little button here twice, and let's just say I press it twice because it asks me to confirm, do you really want to go into that setting? It turns traction off partly, I believe, not fully off, because I know I can do that from here. And it allows me to kind of go into manual now as well. Now, you can of course go into manual before, but this allows you to have a little bit more fun with it. It takes it a little bit higher up in the revs. We just drop down to second gear, and the torque is unbelievable. Now, we know we've got this car here that's basically nearly 600 brake horsepower, which is ridiculous. But when I do go down into second gear, this is what happens. Third, fourth, fifth. Yeah, I want to tell you what the speed I was going, but it was pretty fast. Yeah, the car is so powerful. That thrown back feeling that you normally get from supercars and a few other cars as well, but mainly on the supercar, is just amazing in this car. It is really, really good. I'm blown away. I cannot describe it, that feeling, having had the experience in other supercars as well, just how similar that is. And I just didn't expect it from a car like this. I really, really didn't. Now, just to give you a little bit of an understanding when it comes to the handling of this car, I'm currently in sport mode. Everything is in aggressive. The steering, of course, is very firm and tight. And I'm going to go around this corner in, like, say, second gear. Okay, we're going to go around this roundabout and just show you that traction of this four-wheel drive. So look at this. Just nothing. Car is handling it so well. I'm just literally taking almost like a U-turn, and the car doesn't even twitch out the back. So obviously that's that X-Drive playing in. But don't worry, if you still want to have fun in it, you can put it back into two-wheel drive. And maybe if we get this car on track, we can show you exactly how much fun you can have with that. But otherwise, again, downshift, going around these corners, sharp turns, no problem whatsoever. Really, no problem at all. Amazing. See, if I had any other car like a McLaren or a Porsche or a Mazda or anything else, I couldn't do that, but in this car you can. And also I can put the prams in the boot as well. It's amazing that I've never really understood the concept, to be honest, of these family saloon cars that have this much power, but it's pretty incredible to see what they can do. Thank you. What they can do with cars like this, and in so much comfort. These new seats, which I've seen compared to the old M5 as well, are just a little bit more kind of up to date in the sense that the design is the same, the way they hug you, the way they feel, but they've kind of like a bucket seat, but still the feeling of comfort at the same time. And this car's got massaging seats at the same time as well, so I could be doing 0 to 60 in just over 3 seconds, just over 3 seconds, and also getting a massage at the same time. Now, which cars can do that? You tell me. But yeah, this car has got everything, and then you can just put it into this quiet mode and just carry on. Sit back, get a massage, and drive around. Amazing, amazing. But that power is honestly incredible. From second gear, right, I won't tell you what speeds I got to, but I got to certain speeds very, very quickly. Cars behind me are now left far behind. And it's just amazing, again, that you can just do it with a saloon car like this. I think what BMW have done, and I have driven the old BMW M5 as well, and I can tell you this is a massive, massive improvement. The whole section here that we're talking about in terms of like what I'm looking at in front of me as well is incredible. I can have my Newton meters of torque up on the screen at the same time, telling me how much I'm using, tells me how much fuel I'm using at one time. And let's talk about fuel as well. So this car, super powerful, really, really powerful. So it should use a lot of fuel, right? If I drove this in a normal kind of setting, and I'm on the motorways, I can achieve about 27 miles to the gallon, which is actually really good for a V8 turbo engine, which is interesting. Okay, fine. So this car's also got another setting, which I just found out now. If I start veering off the lane, it starts vibrating on the right side of the steering wheel. Now again, you don't get that in supercars, but you're getting supercar performance with all the benefits that you get from a normal average saloon car. But yeah, like I was saying, when it comes to miles per gallon, this car is actually pretty good. Kind of loving it. Another cool thing about this car, I'm parked up on the side of the road here, and there's a little ditch in front, a ditch at the back, and as you can see, the camera system on here is amazing. So you can switch between all the different functions and the different angles. So I can see the rear of the car, I can see that side of the car, and it shows me the actual car itself, or from this angle here if I want to see and see how it moves around there, which is pretty incredible. I can even see it from the front as well. So it moves the car all the way around to the front, so I can see where my car is. And which supercar does that? Well, actually, the McLaren 720S has it. Okay, well... Perfect. So I think to kind of sum up with the BMW M5, how good is it? I would say really good. And when I mean really good, I mean really, really good. I'm so surprised, as I keep saying, about how a family car can do what this car does. And I think it stands out there as one of the best in its class as well. Now, a lot of AMG fans will be like, no, Anish, what about the E63S? It's an incredible car, it's so amazing, and I think it is fantastic. Now, I've actually driven that car. I haven't probably put it to the test as much as I wanted to on this one. If you want to see that video, I think we can make it happen. So comment below, do we want to see that? My take on the M5 versus the E63? Let me know in the comments right now. And while you're commenting, hit that subscribe button as well. But I think in a summary, like if I want to put it, is that what can you get that's sub £100,000, that has the performance of a supercar, that has the comfortability of any other luxurious saloon car? Anything out there sub £100,000? I don't think so. I think this is it. And I think this is the future of where cars should be going. Now, I think there's always a space, of course, for supercars. But me personally, moving away from supercars just slightly, this stuff seems to give me a little bit more fun than a supercar does. With a supercar, there's so much attention, there's so many people looking at you, there's almost sometimes a pressure to drive in a certain way. But with this car, honestly, not a lot of people are looking. And the only time when they do look is when, of course, you press the button twice, you drop it into the sporty version, and then you put your foot down, and that's when people are looking at you, because then they can hear you. And it's nice to have that option where you can just turn it off. But with this, you can do that whenever you want. And that's why I think these cars have a lot more fun than that. And I think, actually, on that note, I think I know exactly where we can sign off this video. Let's head there now. I think that's the perfect way to end the video, with a supercar dealership behind me. Now, I've stopped because McLaren is the closest one here, but honestly, this is where I see this car. It's at supercar level. It is that good, and I'm experienced enough to have driven those cars, so I know how powerful and how fast they can be. This really, really packs a punch. Why would you spend another 60 to 100 or 1,000 over to go and buy a car like that, which, to be honest, some of them only have about another 10 more horsepower? Yeah, they're cool, they're flashy, they're nice colors and everything. I think I'll stick with the Bmw M5. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, do all the other bits. See you again soon. Bye. Whoa. Oh, watch out, that looks like it's gonna break. Huh? Make sure that doesn't break, yeah? Okay, be careful.